All right, your boy Gerb's about to get on it. All right, what is up, everybody? It's Sunday. It's about 1 o'clock right now. I just got home today. Hopefully, if everything goes good, we're going to be getting the K24 basically all the way back together, full long block. So I ordered a new chain tensioner cover right here. This thing just looks way more quality than the OEM one. Easier to swap out. It's got an O-ring, so it eliminates the need for Honda bond, which is an absolute plus from the start. First thing we're gonna do is get rid of this freaking cover right here. This is the OEM one, and the problem with this thing is that every time you take it off and then reinstall it, you got to worry about bending it, or if you got to put Honda bond on it, and it's a pain in the to get off half the time. So I want something that's going to be a little bit more convenient, so that's why I decided to go with the aftermarket one. All right, so as you guys can see, the mating surface is pretty clean. I think this is the best I'm gonna get it. There's a little bit on the top, but honestly, this new cover has an O-ring, so I'm sure it'll seal basically whatever I kind of miss gradually, and as long as I torque this thing down right, it should be fine. So that's it pretty much. We're gonna put the new one on and call it a day for right now. Absolutely sick, guys. There's the finishing touch. So the K24 is really getting some beefy little looks on it, and this is just number one on the list. So stay tuned for what's left to come, guys. Using a rubber mallet, guys, I'm just gonna tap the sides of the head down, make sure everything is flush. You guys saw in a couple clips ago, so my head studs are already in. Now we are ready to torque the head studs down. 29 pound-feet of torque is our first setting, and then we're gonna have to do 3 additional turns of 90 degrees, and I'm gonna show you guys how to do that right now. Turn it on here, set our torque to 29. Now we're locked in, guys, as you can see. All right, guys, everything is torqued down. I got the 29 pound-feet, so basically center, outers, and then I did the ends. And then once you're done with that, once you're done torquing them at 29, just hit them one more time, go over your work with the torque wrench one more time, make sure everything clicks into place. Take a Sharpie just to make sure everything is right. Gonna mark the head bolt, right? So see that mark right there? Basically, we need to have that all the way over to here. So we'll mark all these. This is mainly so you guys don't lose track of what you're doing here, because this can be a complicated part, and you guys, if you don't do this right, your head gasket is probably gonna leak. All right, guys, had to bring the big boy out. Got my 1/2-inch drive, and we're gonna start obviously center and then turn. We're gonna turn this. Essentially needs to go a little bit down lower, but you could see the difference, guys. Start almost 90 degrees. This is kind of hard to do when the motor's not on a stand. You know, luckily I have Billy coming over soon, so he can hold the motor while I torque everything down, but take your time with this, guys. It's kind of hard. All right, guys, had to let the GoPro charge, had to get some food in me. We got Billy stopped by. Yep. Shout out, this dude's helping me out. Pretty much what's going on right now, He brought his breaker bar, ratcheting breaker bar over. And like I showed you guys in the earlier clip, hold on, is my finger on the speaker? No, it's not. I showed you guys in the earlier clip, I started off, my lines were literally above the bolt right here. So now you can see they're directly at the bottom. All I need to do now for 100% assurance, and this head will be basically bolted on right, we need to go another 90-degree turn on all these bolts. So we got to get these marks, obviously, right there, and we're going to show you how do we do that. Takes 2 people. They're very tight. I don't know the torque spec on it exact, but you need a breaker bar. You need 2 people holding the motor. You know, I got the new motion springs in there. You guys can see I torqued down the VTC, the screen right here. And yeah, once these are bolted down, hopefully everything's good to go. I can get my valve train on, and then once I get my VTC in, get the cams on, and that's basically it. Put the cam holders on. So
Project K24A.
Project Abby. Yep, absolutely. Project Abby. More leverage, obviously. Oh my God, dude. Night and day, bro. Night and day. Gerb belt.
Gerb belt.
So basically, one more left right here. Motors literally all over the place.
Couple kind here.
All right. Let me catch my breath here. I don't work out a lot. But as you guys remember, the line was up here initially to start. Went 3 90-degree rotations. And I think it was smart to line the bolts on the top just so you don't lose track on where you are, because honestly there's really no way of telling.
So what was the sequence on it?
So the sequence, you basically want to start directly in the middle. You have 1, come to 2, 3, so outer, 4, 5, 6, 7, and your ends, your 8, 9, and then the 10. Easy if I need to replace the tensioner on it.
Yeah, she looks mint. Look at that.
Yeah, dude, she looks pretty good.
So I might have to snag one of these for the K20.
I would. Why not?
Yeah. Why?
How much do you think this weighs, Bill? Like 250? Because I don't have the cams on there right now.
And close to 300.
300?
Close.
1, 2, 3.
Ah! The muscle man. Deadlifts. Yo, you know all the gyms are closed right now. Abby's a beefy girl.
All right, no more. Okay, guys. So before I get too ahead of myself, you guys can see I'm starting off this morning basically getting everything ready. I got all my basically studs into my cam holders, cam cap holders, whatever you want to call them. Right there you could see. And then I cleaned off the end of this, and I have to use Honda Bond on the number 5, yeah, the number 5 end right here, but I'll just put some on the block itself, so that'll have a seal. And then I got this stuff right here, assembly lube. I'll show you guys what I've been doing here. Even though this motor is still has oil and stuff everywhere, it's not dry, I'm still putting this stuff on. I put it on all my rockers basically, where the cams sit and rest, and it's just going to be that added assurance pretty much on that first startup. So I wanted to put some of this stuff on. Seems like it works really good. So I have it on the bottom, and then I'm going to put it on the cam, on the top of the cam holders once I get everything basically in. All right, guys, got my Honda Bond right here. Don't mind the diesel. He started the diesel up. You guys don't really need this much. I kind of went a little overkill with this, but it is what it is. Okay, let's get this lined up here. Number 5. I have to try this again. I definitely don't recommend adding assembly lube or any oil to these things until you have it on the freaking block itself, because these things just want to slip around and slide off. But I folded all these up. I hope they stay in that direction. The goal here is to get this piece locked down first, and then I have to reapply Honda Bond now to that. So I got to retry doing this one more time here. Hopefully I can get it. All right, guys, let's try this again. I got new Honda Bond on the mating surface right here, as you can see. And we're going to try to get this thing on the best we can here. Feeling like a noob right now. Basically, when you do this, when you put the bolts in, you're going to want to put bolts in two sides just to hold the end pieces here. Guys, every time I go to put this thing on, you can't really see in that chamber there, but every time this thing rotates, it was blocking this bolt hole, so I couldn't literally line anything up. So essentially, how you want these front two pieces, you could take your bottom cam rester off, guys, and you can see, like here, I'll show you real quick. So this is number one, right? So it goes on like so. So basically, when you're looking down there, you could see that the holes are open, right? So what was happening to me was that I must have not had these lined up properly in the back. I'm not gonna even take them out, whatever. I'll leave those in there. These will spin and rotate, guys, and when they rotate, you ain't gonna be able to get the bolt in there if this channel's not exposed. So basically, when you put these on, you wanna look down in the channel and you'll see that the bolt will freely clear that, guys. Third time is a charm. I gotta take the Honda Bond off again, reapply fresh stuff, and hopefully I'll get it right this time. So I took the back one off, guys, as you can see, and these are literally in the same direction as number one. So that's basically how you want them pointed right there. And there's a reason why they say lock the bolts in on each end, because you will be fighting with this thing for hours. So you could see that's clear. This one's got to move a little bit more. Guys, let's try this one more time, man. The final time. Third time is a charm, they say, right? Okay. All right, guys, had to grab my cams here, put my cam on. It says to put it where the punch mark is facing upwards. Don't get these confused. All right, make sure your arrows are all facing the cams. Make sure you do not put your VTC on in the back, guys.